So I literally just finished Wednesday season 2 on my birthday of all days actually today, and I was a big fan of season 1 and the fresh look on the Addams Family character. Let's unpack season 2 of Wednesday. So I really liked in season 1 how compact it was, how you had that Harry Potter feel, didn't you, with Hogwarts? I mean, specifically just that, but Nevermore sort of characterised that. And the fact that the series was purely from Wednesday's perspective, yes, you had Thing in it, but to leave the other characters of the family out, I thought that was wise. It was a fresh look on the whole Addams family. I mean, I guess this was a spin-off in the way, but Wednesday's always kind of a main character. But it gave so much space for the town of Jericho, for Enid, her, you know, the dark and the light, so her best friend, and all the other characters that came in the school, all the fraternities, everything to do with it. Yes, I would be shocked if Hogwarts wasn't a big inspiration for this. So that afforded them a little bit more scope to go a bit further out, a bit of extracurricular activity, but I think personally this season just went a bit too far with that. Like, it wasn't as focused on Wednesday. So Addams family members, there was too much of them. I mean, Pugsley, I understood why he went to Nevermore. I thought that was an inevitable conclusion. And the Slurp storyline made sense. It all coincided and came towards Wednesday, and that's fine. Gomez was in it too much. Morticia, yes, she was important, but she was still in it a bit much for me. I think they could have had her in it a little bit less and still concentrated on the mother-daughter relationship that's obviously so important, with her grandmama being a grand villain with her sister. But her sister, so Morticia's sister, sorry, was dropped in a lot in terms of references. So it was obvious she was going to be super, super important to this. But we didn't get the reveal to the end. So she hung over the series in a way. And I don't think Morticia should have done that, but maybe just hung over a little bit more with her making less appearances and hanging over more. And I genuinely thought it was a shame that they killed off essentially the town of Jericho as a character, because that was sort of their closest they came to extracurricular activities in the last season. It was linked to Nevermore, so therefore it was like, oh, so this is the town that's kept afloat by Nevermore. The normies are putting up with the outcasts because of that. So it all makes sense, you know, they're making the money off of it, the moolah. And it showed that friction between outcasts and normies. Yes, Steve Buscemi's character is bringing that up again, and it's become very relevant in terms of, oh, outcast pride. Steve Buscemi's great in anything. But they discarded Jericho too quickly, a bit like the sheriff. I mean, okay, if his death served a purpose, which it did, it was still a cheap death. It was like, oh, really? They just killed the sheriff like that? Again, I saw why they killed the sheriff. Totally get it. No problem with that direction. Just the execution. I didn't like it. And another example, Bianca and Ajax, again, they made sense in terms of what they were doing, but there was too much focus on them away from Wednesday, and just there was too much going on outside of Nevermore for my liking that wasn't Jericho-like related, so there should have been more focus on that. And I know that we're doing the murder mystery thing again, which I'm absolutely fine with because it suits Wednesday down to the ground. It is a large part of Wednesday. They dumbed Wednesday down a bit, like the whole, really, Tyler's mother. Wait, she had a brother? Yeah. It wasn't hidden. It wasn't a conspiracy. With all the other stuff, like when she has stuff hidden, we're saying season 1 by the sheriff or by Morticia or by whoever, it's like, okay, people hide this. Her grandmama's hiding her sister. So stuff's buried. There's literally a mental institution where, guess what? Stuff's buried. People had fake funerals. That makes sense that Wednesday wouldn't get that, but, oh, I didn't do some basic research. Oh, really? That didn't suit Wednesday at all. That's just a small thing, but it was still, I hope they rectify stuff like that in season 3 by not having her do dumb stuff like that. Let's not go season 8 Game of Thrones, please. And I thought Tyler was a little bit lazy this season, but I want to get onto the positives because her grandmama, I thought that was a really good way to get into seeing how they're going to repair Morticia and Wednesday's relationship. And actually, even though I wanted it focused solely on Wednesday, it's interesting seeing the whole how Morticia dealt with her mother, because I kind of feel like Wednesday has got to be an in-between of her grandmother, like a good version in between of her grandmother and Morticia. She's got to learn the good parts of Morticia to be different because she's naturally going towards her grandmother. Her grandmother is like looking in the mirror, this is what you will become. And obviously Wednesday's not going to like that, especially with the whole reveal at the end. Because Wednesday does try and be a little bit over the top with her, like, you know, I'm cold, I'm horrible, blah, blah, blah. Like Enid's pulling her towards the light all the time. So Enid is, again, like season 1, great addition in terms of the light and the dark. I mean, their window pane literally represents that. But she tries to resist Enid. So long as she sort of stays true to Wednesday to a degree, but it's like a good version of Wednesday, she actually does better, and she's learning the whole, I kind of have to work with other people. I kind of can't just totally do my own thing, but there are lots of good aspects to how I am that I shouldn't just get rid of and be different. Freaky Friday bit as well. I really, really enjoyed that. I thought that was a lot of fun. I saw a few people criticising it. I'm not sure the general consensus as to whether it was a bit over the top. I personally thought that was a crap load of fun. So shoot me down if need be. I also like the werewolf alpha storyline they're doing with Enid. That could go to a very, very interesting place in terms of where it could help Wednesday, cause her difficulty. It's just Enid. Enid just has been a great, well, Thing's the sidekick, but Enid is like the angel on her shoulder. That's the words I was looking for. Enid's been a great angel on her shoulder. And I did actually enjoy the whole Wednesday fan club thing, and how, because she was on a social media blackout, which is just her whole life, and a phone blackout, she just didn't know coming into the school. But yeah, that was a load of fun. Her invisible power stalker person, gopher, free slave labor, that suited Wednesday perfectly. Like Fester. Again, another good cameo from Fester. He was perfect in season 1 in that role because it wasn't focused on the Addams family, and that's what they should keep to, the Fester style cameos, I would say. But on the whole, I know I've been quite nitpicking, but mostly because I actually think Wednesday is really good. I think Wednesday's quite different. I think it's a fresh look on the Addams family, which is, I think the Addams family is quite hard to do at times. These characters trying to be dark within like a family-friendly version of something, so they can't be too dark. They're trying to go as far to the edge as they can go without being, I don't know whether you say 12A over in the UK or slightly leaning into adult stuff, because it's a family thing. I think the series has balanced that reasonably well. And in conclusion, I would say this season was, again, it was a lot of fun. It wasn't as good as season 1, but I think that they can learn from this to make season 3 even better. I would say go back to basics to season 1 largely, but still try to sprinkle some extra stuff, because you always want to improve on what you're doing, but you don't want to lose the essence of what was amazing about it. But still, a solid season, and I'm looking forward to season 3. But what did you think? Perhaps you thought it was a massive improvement. Perhaps you thought it was terrible, terrible, terrible disappointment. Let me know below in the comments. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Wish me a happy birthday if you want to. Your support is always appreciated. And until next time, I will see you later.